Hello everyone, I will try to explain my board game that I designed. It's called Doats until now, but maybe it will change. So let's start the teach. It is played with 2 or 3 or 4 players. Here I will do a teach for 2 players. I have done the setup of the game, so let's start. So we start the game. In a 2-player game, we have 3 dice each player. Here is the area of red player. Here is the area of yellow player. As you see, each player has 3 dice. They start from value 1, so each die has a value 1. We start with 1 resource of each type. So we start with 1 wood, 1 stone, and 1 gold. This one is an upgrade track. I will explain later how it works. And also we start with 2 coins. So before starting the game, we will do an initial setup in which all players in reverse turn order place one of their dice on the main board here. Here we have 7 action spaces, as you see. So before starting the game, we place in reverse turn order 1 die each player in different locations. So let's say that we place our dice like that. Okay, and after that we start the game. So we start from the first player and then we go clockwise. So on your turn, you must take one of your dice and move it to a different location. So let's say that I take this one, and the restriction is that I cannot go to a location that I am already there. So I cannot go here or here. Okay, so let's say that I go there. If my die is equal or lower than the die of the opponent, that die is increased by 1. Okay, so because 1 is equal with 1, it becomes 2. After that, I must play one of my cards. I play the card before the main action, in the middle of the main action, or after the main action. So let's say that I go here with 1, it becomes 2, and then I play the green card. The color of the action spaces is what the card does. So you can see that there is 1 tile beside of each color. So if, for example, I play the green card, I will take 3 victory points. So I play the green card, I take 3 victory points, and that card goes to the hand of my opponent because I increase my die. So if I increase my die by 1, that card goes to the hand of the opponent. If that die doesn't increase, so for example, if I go from here to there with these 2, this die is not increased, so that card goes to a common display here, and all players can see that display. Okay. So after playing the card, or before playing the card, we must do the main action. So the value of the die is how many action points I have. So if my die has value 2, we have 2 action points, and we can spend these action points either to do the main action of that action space, or I can spend 1 action point to take 1 card from the common display, and I can spend as many action points as you want in order to take as many cards as I want. So let's do a fast example. So let's say that we have these cards on the common display, and let's say that I go from here to there with the 4. Okay, so let's say that I go with the 4. Okay, so I have 4 action points. So let's say that I spend 2 action points to take 2 woods, because the main action of that action space is to take woods. And for the other 2 action points, I will take the green card and the brown card. And after doing the main action, I will play a card. So let's say that I play the yellow card and I take 2 golds. And that's it. That's my turn, basically. Okay, so let's explain now the main actions of the game. There are 7. The bottom one are very easy. So here you take woods, here you take stone, and here you take gold. Let's go to the most difficult one. So here you can move your board your boat, sorry, on the map. So we start with one boat. So each player starts with one boat in the middle. As you see, there are 9 islands here, and each island has 2 spaces in order to build harbors on them. So, for example, here in the middle we have one island with 2 spaces in order to build harbors. Okay. This one is another island. This one is another island with 2 spaces for harbors. Okay. The restriction is that in a 2-player game, in each island, we can have maximum 1 harbor. So, for example, a red player cannot build a harbor over there because yellow has already there a yellow harbor. Okay. So we start from the middle with one boat and with no harbors, of course. And also we have one common harbor that all players can use. Okay. So with that action, you can move your one option is to move your boat on the map. And depending on the action points that you have, you can spend these action points to move from one island to another by spending the action points that you see. So for example, in order to go from here to there, the yellow player needs 2 action points. Okay. So that is the first option, to move your boat. The second option is to use action points in order to take one contract from the display here and place it wherever your boat is. You spend 1 action point to take a contract from the first row. You spend 2 action points to take a contract from the second row, and 3 action points to take a contract from the third row. So let's say that I spend 2 action points to take that contract. Okay, that contract goes wherever my boat is. Okay, we can have a lot of contracts in one island. So let's say that we are like that. So in that island we have 3 contracts. Okay. So the second option for that action is to take a contract and place it on the main board. I will explain later how the contracts work. And the other option here is to build a harbor. So this is the icon of building a harbor. You pay 3 stones plus 2 coins that this coin multiplied by the value of the island. So as you see, each island has a value. So you multiply that value with the 2. Okay, so for example, let's do a fast example. So if yellow player wants to build a harbor over there, he pays 3 stones and 2 coins. Okay, you must have a boat on one island in order to build that harbor. For example, you cannot build a harbor over there because you don't have a boat over there. Okay, so this is the 3 options here. Let's go to the second action. Here is the same that I described before. So you can move your boat on the map, or you can take a contract from here and place it on the main board. And the third option is to do a delivery. So in order to do a delivery, your boat must have at least 1 contract. It must be at least 1 harbor on that island. And the demand of that island must match with the contract. So you fulfill the contracts from left to right. So you must give, for example, for this one, the yellow player must give 2 golds firstly, then 3 stones, and then 4 golds. And because that island needs golds, you can do that delivery, for example. So you can give 2 golds from your supply. So let's say that I have 2 golds. I take them from my supply. I pay them to the bank. I mark it with 1 marker. So that means I did a delivery with 2 stones. I take coins as the value of the island. So I take 1 coin. Okay. And then I take victory points as the value of the island multiplied by the resources that I gave. So because I gave 2 golds and the value of the island is 1, I take 2 victory points. So for example, if I was there and I had that contract over there, because that island needs stone and also there is a harbor over there, I can do that delivery. So I can give 3 stones, I take 2 coins and 6 victory points. Okay, I can also use the common harbor to do a delivery. Also, I can use a harbor of an opponent. So let's do an example. So if I do a delivery using a harbor of an opponent, I take the whole amount of coins and points. So yellow player takes 2 coins and 6 points because he paid 3 stones. And red player takes the value of the island multiplied by 2. So he will take 4 victory points for that delivery. Okay, so that's the 3 options for that main action. Let's go to the third main action. The third main action is to build the boat. You spend woods to do that, and you spend woods as the value here. So you pay 7 wood minus the value of the dice. So for example, if you go with a 4 here, you pay 3 woods and 2 coins, as you see. Okay, you build the boat wherever a harbor is, one of your harbors. So in order to build, so you can build a boat, for example, on that harbor or on that harbor. So let's say that you build a boat and you build a boat on that harbor. And the second action here, so you can do one of these two, either building a boat or you can take an upgrade. The upgrades of the game are here. So in a 2-player game, we have 4 upgrades. And with that action, you can place your marker on the top of the upgrade, and you have that upgrade for the rest of the game. You pay golds in order to take an upgrade, and you pay 6 minus the value of the dice. So, for example, if you go with 4 here, you will pay 2 golds. And also you pay 1 more coin for each other player that there is already there. So, for example, if later on red takes that upgrade, he must pay 1 coin because yellow is already there on that upgrade. And the other upgrade is this one. So with 1 upgrade action, the player can go 1 step up on that track. Here is the capacity of your boat. The capacity means how many contracts your ship can take with it. So if the marker is here, your capacity is 1. If the marker is here, your capacity is 2. If your marker is there, your capacity is 3. And if the marker is there, your capacity is 4. I forgot to say you that whenever you move a boat, you can take with you 1 contract. So for example, if yellow moves from here to there and he spent 2 action points, he can take 1 contract from these 2. So let's say that he takes this one. Later on turns on red's turn, red can steal the contract from yellow and takes it. So he can steal it. And go there. That means that these contracts don't belong to any player. So any player can take them. Okay, so that upgrade is the capacity of your ship. That means that whenever you move your boat, your boat can take more contracts with it. So if the upgrade of the yellow player is +1, yellow boat can take 2 contracts. So he can move there with 2 contracts. And let's go to the last action. Here is to activate the tile of 1 island. You pay coins, and you pay coins as the value here. So you pay 2 coins plus the round that we play minus the value of the dice. So for example, if you go with 3 in the first round, you pay 2 plus 1 minus 3. So you pay no coins basically. And you can activate a tile here. You can activate one of these tiles. As you see, each tile is near 1 island. And you can activate that tile if your harbor is there or your boat is there. So in that case, yellow player can activate that tile because he has a boat on that island. He can activate that tile because he has his harbor over there, and he can activate that tile because there is the common harbor over there. Okay, so these are the different actions of the game. I forgot to say you also that we don't refill the contract display here, so these contracts are for the whole game. Also, I forgot to say you that whenever you do a delivery, you go up to the corresponding track as many steps as the resource that you gave. So, for example, if yellow player gave 3 woods, he will go up 3 steps here, and because he did 1 delivery, he will go up 1 step on that delivery track. After that, after going up on that track, he takes that reward. So because yellow did the delivery with 3 woods, he activates this one. It says +1 coin. So he takes 1 coin. Okay, we are playing over 4 rounds, as you see. That's why we have 4 tiles. And the end of each round triggers whenever someone, basically the end of the first round triggers when someone does 2 deliveries. So if we are like that, so yellow has 2 deliveries and red has 2 deliveries, the first round ends. The second round ends if someone does 4 deliveries. The third round ends whenever someone does 7 deliveries, and the last round ends whenever someone does 10 deliveries. So after triggering the end of the round, all players will have the same amount of turns, and after that, we are doing an upkeep phase in which we are resolving these tiles from top to bottom. Whoever has delivered the most resources of each type takes the reward. So in that example, yellow player, because he has delivered the most woods, he will take 1 coin. Yellow player will activate that tile. A red player will activate that tile. And for that tile, we score it. It says 2 victory points per delivered wood. So the first player on that track will take the whole amount of points. So yellow player, because he's first, he will take 2 victory points multiplied by 3, because he delivered 3 wood, so he will take 6 points. And red player, because he's second, he will take the whole amount of points divided by 2, because he's second. The third player will take the whole amount of points divided by 3, and the fourth player will take the whole amount of points divided by 4. So after resolving these tiles, we score that tile. So in the first round we score this one, in the second round we score this one, in the third round we score this one, and in the fourth round we score this one. For example, here it says 2 victory points per delivered goal, but as you see there are these tiles here. That means that in the first round we score 5 more points for each delivered gold. So in the first round we will score 7 points per delivered gold. Here we will score 10 victory points per harbor. Here we will score 11 points per boat, and here we will score 3 victory points per delivery. And that's it. We are at the end of the game, we will score also this one. The first player that has done the most upgrades will take 20 points. The second player will take 10 points, and the third player will take 5 points. That's it. Thanks a lot for watching it. Bye.